Good afternoon. Welcome into our First Alert Fastcast here on Action 2 News in the Action 2 News newsroom. We've got some stories that we want to tell you about. My name is Brittany Schmidt, and I'll be walking you through some of the stories we're working on today into the evening. But it starts with one of the stories that we've been following for a very long time. I want to pull that up for you here. There's an update on the Department of Corrections staffing. They're touting progress being made in staffing issues at Green Bay Correctional and Waupun Correctional. The DOC announced roughly a week ago that the vacancy rate among correctional officers and sergeants decreased from 35% in August to 26% currently. The DOC is anticipating more graduates this month, which means we could see more vacancies filled. However, as we've reported, Waupun is still 50% understaffed. Green Bay Correctional Institution is 40% understaffed, and we know that there has been some limitations within the prisons because of understaffing. And so we talked to an advocate at Joshua, which says the issue isn't in vacancies, but a deeper problem. And they're saying that there's been modified movement and it's inhumane. They're telling us that filling the vacancies doesn't get to the root of the problem. So Emily Riley on this one for us today, looking at both sides of the issue. Another story we're following today, we complain about the warmer temps, but it seems like it might be good news for those in the maple syrup industry. So maple syrup producers are already tapping trees due to warmer than usual winter. Most producers usually tap in mid to late March, so some are already looking into tapping. Samantha Cavalli is looking into this one for us today. But we are also still keeping tabs on what it's doing outside on the sturgeon spearing front. This is video that we showed you last week of Lake Winnebago. You can see there where it's still some open water. We know that the DNR is going around the area. They're looking at lake streams ahead of the season, beginning this weekend, this sturgeon spearing season. They're looking at Lake Winnebago, Lake Poygan, Lake Butamort. So this is the drone that we put up last week to kind of show you what the water, the conditions were on Lake Winnebago. So we did that again today. So this is last week, like I said. Here's what it looks like today. Still, you see some of that open water there. If I fast forward a little bit from our drone, shows you a little bit of a wider shot. And here you can see kind of some breakage on the ice on Lake Winnebago. So conditions still not the best heading into the spearing season, but Jason Zimmerman's been on this all week, and he'll kind of have an update of what the DNR is saying as far as kind of being out on the water and looking at these areas. So much more of that coming up later tonight. But so let's get outside. Let's what does it kind of look like here? Let's look outside at Green Bay here for a second. Let me pull that up for you. Looks a little windy out there. You see the flag flying, but not too shabby for February. 42 degrees. That is not too bad, I would say. Let's bring in Bo Fogel here with us. Hi, Bo. What are you seeing?
Well, what I'm seeing is the same old stuff we've been seeing the past week or so, where it's just overcast and mild outside. So not much has changed. We're seeing temperatures in the lower 40s right now. Some areas like Shawano reporting 44 degrees, Wapaka 45, as well as Wausau. But then you go along the lake shore and it's in the upper 30s. Sturgeon Bay, though, reaching 40 degrees. So still very mild outside. Only expecting temperatures to reach the lower 40s for today. With the trend that these temperatures are going, I don't think we're going to break many records, if any at all. We might have a couple that tie it, but I don't think we're going to break any records. But we'll see. You never know. So for the rest of today, just expect more mostly cloudy skies, temperatures falling down to about the mid-30s this evening. So really nothing out of the ordinary, nothing different than what we've been seeing the past week. But of course, we've been talking about our next weather maker coming in tomorrow afternoon into nightfall. We have a chance of scattered showers, and yes, we do have a possibility of seeing an isolated rumble of thunder. So there is a possibility of that, mainly Thursday night. So it's going to be something that you're going to be possibly sleeping through, or if the thunder is loud enough, you might wake up from. So we'll see.
Or your dog will wake you up.
Yeah, it's It's crazy that we're dealing with this in February. This is February, people. But yeah, we do have a chance of seeing some thunderstorms Thursday night. You can see it's mainly going to be from this cold front. The warm front has really already passed us. It's already to the north, and it's going to start bringing in some warmer air. The cold front is going to be the reason why we're going to see these showers and possibly these thunderstorms Thursday night. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting system. Unfortunately, all the snow is going to stay in the Dakotas and northern Minnesota. We're not even close to getting temperatures that are cold enough for snow. So looking ahead for Thursday, we'll be continuing to see mostly cloudy skies, maybe some pockets of sunshine here and there. And then you can see maybe some early showers Thursday morning. The main round will come by the afternoon into nightfall. So you can see right there after sunset, some scattered showers, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder. And then the time where most of the rain will fall will be happening shortly before midnight or so. And then by the time you wake up Friday morning, it'll be done. Maybe see a couple of flurries. Who knows? We might see a couple of snow flurries behind the cold front if temperatures get cold enough, considering how warm we've been. In terms of rainfall amounts, I'm not expecting a lot of rain. Just a tenth of an inch, maybe a little bit more if you get a thunderstorm, but nothing crazy, nothing to be concerned about. But the Storm Prediction Center earlier today did issue a marginal risk for the Madison area. So fortunately, we are not under a severe threat. The severe threat is very low, but there's a marginal risk for severe weather in Madison, Wisconsin, which is crazy. So for tomorrow, though, we are also expected to see windy conditions. Winds coming in from the south between 10 to 20 miles per hour. So showers, warm, and also windy. But then once we're done with it, look at the temperatures. They cool down a little bit. Not enough, not cold enough where I think people will be satisfied with it in terms of sturgeon spearing, but we'll be back down to the 30s. I mean, it's something, I guess. It's still too warm for ice formation, of course, during the day at least. At nighttime, the lows are going to be in the upper 20s, so that does help. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday, I know sturgeon spearing is still a big question. It's going to be warm and mild, very warm and mild. So I wish I could say, hey, we're going to get a cold breeze, we're going to cold snap. And we'll get a cold snap and help with the ice, but it's not going to happen.
That's right. So people are just going to have to be extra careful
if
they do it.
Yeah, make sure you check ahead with the ice conditions and, just be careful. I would really hate to hear a lot of people, get in danger because of the ice. I would hate to hear that.
Yep, exactly. All right, Bo, thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right, so let's take a closer look at some of the other stories that we're working on for you here tonight. I'll pull those up here as well. So tonight at 4 o'clock, Emily Bayer listening to this today. There was a hearing today where leaders of several tech companies testified at Evolution of Energy hearing in Madison. And they really talked about what the plan could be here in the future when it comes to energy-wise. We talk about hydrogen. They were talking about other opportunities and possibly bringing business here to our area. So she kind of looks into what that potential looks like. It's obviously in its early stages. At 4:30, Marquette Law School poll is out. It is the first one of the year. Chris talks to Dr. Charles Franklin about the poll. Trump and Biden are in a dead heat, which changed from in November, where Biden was up by a few points. And in comparison, Nikki Haley, it looks like, just dominates Biden here. But they're going to dive into some of the nuances, some of the legal issues Trump is facing and whether that plays into his polling numbers. So Chris is going to take a deep dive there with Dr. Charles Franklin. Today at 5, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul leads a bipartisan group of 42 attorneys general across the U.S. urging Congress to avoid funding cuts in services for crime victims. So what that means and what that looks like coming up tonight at 5. And then at 6, there is a public input meeting on a new quick trip that is proposed on West Mason Street. So it's on the site of a current strip mall. There have been some rumblings about the quick trip, what that looks like with added traffic, safety concerns, all of those things. So that is tonight at 6, and we'll have a report on that tonight on Action 2 News at 10. But that does it for our afternoon Fastcast here in the Action 2 News newsroom. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll return you back to Local News Live, and we'll see you tonight on Action 2 News. Have a good one.